We are the School of Night.
This is Frater McCann.
This is Frater Cox. Joining us this evening, please go crazy and make the noise of thousands of people for our special guests, our pupils in the Scuola del Notte, Carmen and Lara. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you far away, please come, join us here. Move towards the front so we can love you up and induce you into our school. Yes, grazie mille, marvelous. The front row. Come, be brave. Unless you are eating. Ladies and gentlemen, the School of Night, and we will be speaking also in Italian. A dopo, molto Italiano, a dopo. The School of Night were founded in ancient Egypt 5,000 years ago. They were reincarnated in Elizabethan England in Shakespeare's time. A group of magicians, scholars, scientists. They explored in secret ways of extemporizing, ways of improvising. Verse, drama, Shakespeare. It is thought William Shakespeare sat in the corner and wrote down everything that the School of Night imagined. It was then reformed 10 years ago at Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London. Yes.
Not Tokyo.
London. Yes. Tonight, we will be exploring the magic of the School of Night. Strange and mysterious disciplines, games, procedures. We will also tell your stories. And if you wish, you may join us on our stage. But first, we are going to hear the stories of your ancestors as we find the first moment that Italy and England met with their language in the time of Geoffrey Chaucer.
When that April, with his shore as a sword, the draught of March hath pierced to the road, and bathed every vein in such liquor, of which virtue engendered is the floor. Old English, the opening lines to the Canterbury Tales, written by Geoffrey Chaucer, aid in the court of Edward III, and then Richard II. The Canterbury Tales were written in the shadow of the Black Death. La pesta, la pesta. And that period created an extraordinary movement across Europe, partly because a third of Europe died in this period. At a wedding in Milan in 1386, Geoffrey Chaucer met the great Italian poet Petrarch and the naughty Italian poet Boccaccio.
Oh!
He brought back to England the works of Boccaccio and Petrarch. And then, 150 years later, the work of Petrarch influenced William Shakespeare.
1386.
1368.
A mirror of each other.
So, in the tradition of the Canterbury Tales, a story of pilgrims going to a holy shrine, our ancestors, we would like a tale of your ancestors. In italiano?
Abbiamo bisogno di una storia dei vostri antenati. Ne avete? Siete qui?
So,
Non devono essere in vita.
think now of your ancestors. Parents, grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents. Who here will tell us, one of you will, who here will tell us of one of their ancestors that we will then transform into a Chaucerian tale?
Chi ci darà una storia di un proprio antenato, un nonno, un bisnonno, un bisnonno, che diventerà la trama di una storia tratta da Chaucer, come detto, chauceriano. Non credo che sia italiano, ma vabbè, passatemi.
If not your ancestor, the person sitting next to you.
Sì, se non avete un antenato voi, prendete quello della persona a fianco.
Yes, sir, that's it.
My grandfather was called to the war, Second World War, and he arrived in the place of war, and he mapped the most important population and
The most important.
official.
The officer.
Yeah. And
High rank.
yeah. And he discovered that the officer has the same name of him. Same name and surname.
So your grandfather's name is
Giuseppe Sasso.
Giuseppe Sasso. And your name, sir?
Sergio Sasso.
Sergio Sasso, Giuseppe Sasso, your grandfather.
Yeah.
Grazie. And he met the officer.
He met the officer, and the officer has the same name.
Giuseppe Sasso, same name, the officer and
And
the
so the officer convinced himself that they
were related.
yeah, they were related. And he said, "Tell me everything you want." And my grandfather said, "I want to go." And
Tell
the
us.
officer said, "Okay." And he went home.
And where was home?
In South Italy, in a little town near Matera that's called Irsina.
Irsina. Is it Puglia?
No, it's Basilicata.
Basilicata.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the mystery there.
Basilicata. So, Giuseppe Sasso, and you are?
Sergio.
So, Giuseppe Sasso. He goes and meets the officer, tells him to go back home
Yes.
to
Basilicata.
Basilicata. And what happened to you, Giuseppe Sasso, later?
I don't know.
And
I didn't met him.
he is your mother's father, your father's father. Mother's father. Mother's father.
Mother's father.
And yet your name is also Sasso.
Oh no, in fact, it's not correct. It's not correct. It was Giuseppe Amenita.
I mean,
Yes.
so your mother, Aminta, met your father,
Yes,
Sasso.
yeah.
And you are Giuseppe Sasso.
Sergio.
Sergio Sasso.
He was Giuseppe Aminta.
Giuseppe Aminta. So, we will tell this story and try to find other details from the story that you did not tell us. And we will use Chaucer English, which is more close to French and German than modern English. It is in a 10-beat line, decasillabo, and in rhyming couplets. See? Bueno.
Ladies and gentlemen, procedure number 1. The Italian soldier's tale. Good gentles all, once there was mighty war, and one day Giuseppe opened the door,
and with his friends there gathered then about, he heard the smart of wars from Mars's mouth.
He left his home in Italy's far south, and stepped bravely into the fighting's mouth.
If seen our farewell, he bid to all at home, and passing his way across the great dome,
till he finds camp and officer there was, who says, "Your name, young man?" He said, "Because
he has a list which he did make a mark for those that were afflicting in the take a park."
He read, "Giuseppe Sasso, that's my name. 2 men, 1 name, oh, this is mighty fame.
And yet my name, Aminta, is yclept." And then at this point, Giuseppe, he wept.
He said, "I love this country, Milan or Rome, but I want more than anything to go home."
The general, he say, "You have then met my test, and I will do the thing that is for you the best."
So opened he the door and sent him back. Ah, now he finds himself at home.
The sound of war, the echo died away, and he thought, "Am I now some coward here this day?"
Yet coward was he not, for see now here. This man called Sergio, he doth appear.
And so, from out the loin of Giuseppe then flowed generazione e generazione. And now, this man who told
us all hear his tale, and we heard tonight. Thank you, Giuseppe, for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to join us. One of you here, we encourage to join us on stage. The person who joins us will be given a great prize, great power. With great power comes great responsibility. This is our first training exercise. The injured soldier with news of battle. Yes, another war. To show you how we work this, we have Lara and we have Carmen joining us. Now, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, a battle from Shakespearean times. We have a general. He stands in the battle or kneels. His soldiers come to give him news, but they are very injured. So now we see the best injured soldier acting we can have. Lara, whatever you do, Carmen, you must be better. And we need one member of the audience to join us now, especially if you are drinking. Come join us. If you join us, you will be given a great prize to use throughout this show. You will have great power. And this scene is in Italian.
Partly in Italian.
You will speak
La parte interessante sarà in italiano. Uno di voi.
Dai.
Ma sì.
Ha!
This man is taking his scarf off, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore his throat can be clear.
Grazie. Your name, sir?
Andrea.
Andrea. Round of applause for Andrea, please. Andrea, we are going to see how well you can perform the injured soldier. We want to see your whole body injured. We want to hear it in your voice. Lara and then Carmen will show you must be better than them. You have already won this prize. We will tell you after this. But first, where in the world does this battle take place? Gotcha. Where in the world? China, yes. An Eastern Oriental battle. Begin the injured extra with news of battle procedure. News of battle.
God's hand was here this day, it seems to me. And outnumbered we were with many hordes of Orientals with their flashing blades, like samurai, their Japanese cousins, you see. They flashed and cropped and many limbs severed. And yet we are now whole. God.
My lord!
Speed! What hast thou here? Thou hast a mouthful of news, good friend.
Sì, ho novità dal campo di battaglia. Le spade stanno turbinando dappertutto, mi hanno tagliato la pancia. Ecco i miei intestini. Me li rimetto dentro, non va bene come pensava.
But not quite dead.
No! Sto agonizzando. Io, signore, temo che la battaglia sia persa.
And then they have to leave the stage. Really injured. Has to leave.
Sorry. Guarda che devi batterti là.
Good friend, thy intestines I will bring with thee, and then fold into thy belly now thou goest. I mean, what a brutal battle there here was. My men then slaughtered by the Chinese conquerors. Nay, not conquerors, they were not conquerors, but conquered.
My lord!
More news!
My lord! I nemici hanno devastato tutti i nostri campi di riso! Non c'è più nulla da mangiare ed io mi sono nutrito e ho mangiato la mia gamba in quanto affamata, my lord! Ho notizie tremende! Noi moriremo di fame!
Then you must have something to eat.
Oh, thank you very much, my lord!
Thou hast more news, I see it plays upon thy mouth. Speak on, say more, please now.
And then, oltre al riso, non avremo più neanche campi di grano, non ci sarà da mangiare neanche pane, non ci saranno nuvole di drago, non ci sarà nulla. I nostri templi sono stati devastati e le nostre donne rapite.
Fetch this man, sergeant. This man is more a goodly man than General I now see.
Silence!
The temple desecrated, the camp undone full white, and yet hear more news. I thought I was a winner, now it seems I was mistook. Good friend, my amici.
Oh, yeah.
My lord, not only have you you've been wounded, you also have a cold.
È finita. Sono morti tutti, ma non morti semplicemente. Sono morti soffrendo, ma non soffrendo semplicemente, soffrendo terribilmente, ma non terribilmente, molto terribilmente. È sparito tutto. Hanno portato via. Sorry.
Rucola?
Oh, thank you.
Ebola!
Ebola?
Yeah, anche. Sì, è un contagio pazzesco, stanno morendo tutti e anche io. Aiutate.
Andrea, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding, Andrea. Great acting. This, Andrea, is your prize. You may a little translate for this.
Questo sarà il problema.
At any point in the rest of the show,
Durante lo show?
at any point,
Lo faccio per loro.
Cioè, se no, ma che...
you're going to stand up and say,
E dire,
I have news
ho una notizia.
about whatever you want.
Qualsiasi cosa tu voglia.
And we will have to do the news.
Noi dobbiamo fare la tua notizia. Qualsiasi cosa ti venga in mente.
Andrea,
In qualsiasi momento, qualsiasi.
we will stop. Grazie. Andrea, we hear from you dopo. Andrea!
So, with Chaucer, we met the rhyming couplet and the decasyllabic line. The sonnet of Petrarch, 14 lines, changes as it moves to England, brought by Thomas Wyatt and the Earl of Surrey, look it up. And it takes the form of the Shakespeare sonnet. The Shakespeare sonnet where the Petrarch sonnet, A, B, B, A, B, B, A, C, D, C, D, C, D, the rhyme scheme. In the Shakespeare sonnet, the first line rhymes with the third line, the second line, and then a new series of rhymes in the next quatrain. Understand? Line of 4. And then another sequence of lines, and then finishing with a rhyming couplet as Chaucer taught us. So, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. The sonnet, pioneered by the troubadours of France, brought into Italy by the Sicilians, coming up through Dante, introducing to Petrarch, and then across the English Channel, La Manche pour les Français, into the heart of Elizabethan England.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf has all too short a date. But our final English procedure, before we bring our full Italian work here, is a love song. We want to celebrate love. Are you a couple here today? They don't know! Fantastic! So, we will now improvise for you a perfectly structured Shakespearean sonnet with the right rhyme scheme in iambic pentameter about you. So are you together? Not now, but you were. So now, what we do, we will use a sonnet to bring you together. At the end of the evening, when you leave, the power of the sonnet will bring you together.
Your legs will cross the other way.
So, we have Andrea, and your name? Sylvia.
Sylvia. Who is Sylvia? Who is she?
It is her.
There she is.
Andrea?
Rhea Sylvia, like the woods.
So, Andrea, where do you most see your romantic life in the future? Give us an image of your ideal romantic life. Maybe a...
Sì, se volete darci proprio l'idea del vostro ideale romantico.
Ideale romantico.
Che
easy, nice insects. Tropical sexy insects. Thank you, Andrea. Sylvia, where do you see a beautiful romantic moment in your life that is different to this?
Dove lo vedi invece tu, il tuo momento romantico? A tree house. A tree house.
Rea Silvia.
Where in the world is this tree house?
Dove nel mondo?
Borneo.
Ah, we have a tropical field. We have enough for this.
And as we said, the decasyllabic line and the English language sits in iambic pentameter. 5 strong beats, 5 weak beats. Dee-dum, 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 dee-dum. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? 5 heartbeats in a breath.
So for you now, before we get full Italian.
Full Italian!
The English sonnet. Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Boccaccio. Grazie mille, Petrarch. But now English style. To bring Andrea and Sylvia together. Hear the rhyme, hear the rhythm. Andrea sits, a sexy man with beard. And next to him, the fair dame Sylvia.
As though love is a thing that should be feared. And yet, tonight, he's come out and he's here. First quatrain.
But in 10 years, in land of Borneo,
Andrea and Sylvia, they build them there their life.
At night they both feel very horny. Oh!
And at daytime they live an idyllic life.
Even the insects buzzing kiss their cheeks.
And pollinating make them brighter flowers.
Oh, they love every day, hour, month, year, week.
And every long time then seems several hours.
So see them here, their legs already crossed,
but opening like flower petal blooms.
See how their love will be on ocean's toss.
And in the tree house there'll be many rooms.
She will be queen, and he will be the mayor.
And so we go.
Bye-bye, Sylvia and Andrea. Now, Carmen and Lara will now be put through their paces. But first, thank you for joining us. We are a small crowd, but we have a saying in England. If you are a big crowd, you have a good time.
Se siete una grande folla, vi divertirete.
But if you are a small crowd,
Se siete pochi,
we can change your lives.
possiamo cambiare la vostra vita.
So we say, you're not a big crowd, but you're the right crowd.
Così noi diciamo, non siete proprio tanta, non siete una grande folla, ma siete quella giusta.
Grazie mille. Grazie. Carmen and Lara have been that's the outro. Have been working in exploring Shakespeare's world. In Shakespeare's time, there were only 4 emotions. Only 4. Yeah? We have choleric, very, very, very angry. Give us your best. Imagine you are on the desert island.
May I just make this a little simpler for a second? So, they believed, the Elizabethans, that emotions were fluids in the body, in motion, like water, of different densities and substances, containing the constituent elements of the earth. Constituent elements of the earth, constituenze elementa di terra.
Elemento costituente della terra.
Choleric, fire. Phlegmatic, water. Melancholic, air. Sanguine, air. Each of these fluids in the body were influenced by the motion of the stars. Before Copernicus, after Copernicus, Ptolemy, the philosopher Ptolemy, believed that the earth was at the center of the universe and the planets extended out into the mind of God. Melancholia, governed by the planet Saturn. Saturn.
Qui ci siete, vero?
Sì.
Se alzate la mano traduco, se avete bisogno.
Phlegmatic, water, governed by the moon, the luna, the tides. Choleric, Mars, fire, the god of war, or the god of going home. Sanguine, air, Jupiter, jovial, light. So again, fire, water, earth, air, Mars, the moon, Saturn, Jupiter. As you were.
Adesso è più facile.
The challenge is this. Lara will begin in this scene on one of these four humours. Which humour does Lara begin with?
Melancholy.
Melancholy. So you begin deep melancholy with the earth. Now, Carmen will begin on which humour? Choleric. Molto bene. So, melancholy, choleric. They will begin a scene. When I clap, they both go round the clock. Yeah? So when I clap, Lara, you go from melancholy to sanguine. Yeah? Carmen, when I clap, you go from choleric to phlegmatic. Now, choleric, angry. Sanguine, yay! Melancholy, deep grief. Phlegmatic is difficult. Even-tempered. Everything is okay. Think George Clooney. Think James Bond. Everything's just fine. It's difficult to play. So, where is this scene set? Think of a Shakespearean scene, a Shakespearean world.
In quale tipo di mondo shakespeariano ci troviamo?
Castle.
A castle. Where in the world?
Sweden.
In Sweden? Oh.
Sweden or Denmark?
Sweden, Denmark. So Scandinavia. Yeah. This is like a scene from Frozen. So, Scandinavia. And who are these two people? Who are they to each other?
Che relazione c'è fra?
Chi siamo? Sisters.
Two sisters. Ah, yes, two sisters, two princesses in a castle in Scandinavia. Choleric, melancholy, when I clap, shoot, and we go all the way round till they come back to the first one. Ready? Okay.
Non sopporto di vivere qui, in questo posto freddo!
C'è un'unica alternativa, la morte. Del resto a cosa serve continuare a vivere, a soffrire in questo palazzo che non offre niente?
Hai detto bene, non offre niente! Io mi affaccio ogni giorno dalla finestra e vorrei buttarmi di sotto! Ah, quanto odio questo posto!
Ho provato a buttarmi di sotto, ma c'è la neve così alta che non riesco a fare più di 10 centimetri dal terzo piano.
Infatti tu non mi sei di nessunissimo aiuto!
Non posso essere d'aiuto a nessuno.
Mi sono sporcato il vestito. Oh. Aspetta, dove l'hai messo? Aspetta, adesso arrivo. C'è proprio qualcosa.
L'idea che qualcosa possa ancora sporcare questa coltre bianca di neve mi riempie effettivamente dell'idea che forse qualcosa può cambiare. Qualcosa può ancora far diventare la neve di un altro colore e riempire questo mondo bianco di colori giallo, blu, verde.
Rosa.
Rosa.
Flegmatico, mo. Lo vedo sangue.
Sì, pensa, un mondo di neve e rosa, come se fossero delle nuvole dall'aurora aperte.
Still phlegmatic, wait.
Sto bene.
So now this, Carmen, you now deliver a little speech and it's the most phlegmatic speech in the world. Everything is okay.
Ok. Rosa, hai detto rosa?
Rosa, guarda il mondo fuori.
Ah sì, rosa. Verde, blu, bianco come la neve.
La neve era già noiosa prima, ma va bene lo stesso. Non ti va bene neanche così. Eppure ho cercato di tirarmi su. È una cosa che non sopporto di te, io ti parlo, e tu non rispondi.
Yes, cleric.
Hai ragione.
Ho sempre ragione, sei tu che non te ne rendi conto.
Ho voglia di trafiggerti con la punta di questa spada, farti girare
Su e giù come lo spiedo.
Non infierire, ti prego.
Perché non dovrei infierire su te? Che non sei altro che una pozza di bava sul mio cammino.
Ma perché non vedi che sono già disperata? Non lo vedi che io non sopporto questa vita? Io non valgo nulla, non servo a niente, svezzo anche i capelli neri.
Sanguine, phlegmatic.
Sta spada è perfettamente affilata.
Ma è meraviglioso! Pensa! Affilatissima, giura, fammi sentire. Tu, ma è proprio affilatissima, grandissima, andrà benissimo per la sfida col cavaliere nero. Gli avevo giusto promesso che gli avrei portato una spada affilatissima. Me la presti?
Non puoi usare la mia spada perché è mia.
Stop, ho una notizia.
Attenzione, una notizia.
Carmen trova finalmente il momento di rivelare alla sorella che lei è stata adottata e non sono in realtà veramente sorelle.
Lei o io?
Carmen a Lara
Ma lei è stata adottata?
No,
Ah, io
Lara
sono
è
stata adottata.
Carmen sa questo segreto e lo rivela.
E comunque la spada è mia. Non so se posso prestartela perché l'ultima volta che ti ho prestato un nastro, se ti ricordi, me l'hai restituito sfilacciato.
Ah, cara, ma forse ti sbagli. Ah, non te l'ho detto che sei stata adottata? Sì, io prenderò tutta l'eredità.
Essere adottati potrebbe essere una buona idea, d'altronde non condivido così il tuo patrimonio genetico, se così si può dire in questi tempi, ma devo studiare.
Che cosa avrebbe il mio DNA che non va bene? Che cosa avrebbe? Tu che ti credi superiore a me, Tu che sei sì bionda, ma quindi con poca materia grigia dentro il tuo cervello. Tu osi dire che io sono inferiore a te? Ebbene, questo è il momento in cui io darò fine alla tua vita.
È comunque sempre un'ottima variante. Far parte di questa famiglia o non farne parte, in fin dei conti, a me che importa. Ha ricominciato a nevicare e ci vorranno ancora secoli prima che inventino l'Ikea. Che faccio qua?
Sei solo indegna, dopo tutto quello che abbiamo fatto per te.
Fantastic. And in the final lines, you have to do all four once more in your final line. One line each, all four humors in the same line.
Non ho capito.
Devi farli tutti e quattro in una sola frase.
E non?
One line left.
Una frase, tutti e quattro gli umori, passaci e sgozzano in fretta. Ah, aspetta,
Tu sei indegna. Caspita, è dello smalto che ho messo tra l'altro oggi. No, non posso farlo. Sono una debole, lo sai. Ma del resto, rimaniamo sorelle. Io sono felice di essere tua sorella, anche se adottiva.
Aspetta, è solo di non sentirmi bene. Effettivamente, avere una sorella è sempre meglio di niente.
Shakespeare's time, the actors spoke directly to the audience. We will now use all of you in the theatre in this scene.
La Signora del Tenebre! Light, please.
Ah, yes. We now are going to show you. So, oh, where's that?
Come.
Come, John.
Come, come.
Sì, dai, che non c'è nessuno.
No.
Vieni, Indri.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show.
Yes.
Le fumier avec le blanc que tabaco. The new enemy of the universe works in.
From Pennsylvania. Yeah. Pennsylvania, 87. Yeah.
Come, Sir George, you must stay.
For 3 minutes. Yeah.
Sì, siediti e fatti usare. Non ti sarà fatto alcun male, forse.
So this is your name. Your name?
My name is Indri. Indri.
Indri. So this is for Indri.
Hey!
So, this is a Roman set play. We are in ancient Rome. We are going to speak to each other and use this technique. When we touch you, say any word, but make it a noun.
Ok, allora quando passeranno tra di voi, questo set è l'antica Roma, e quando vi toccano dite la prima parola che vi viene in mente, purché sia un nome di oggetto. Non un verbo, non un aggettivo, un nome.
And we will use this word to use simile and metaphor. So I say, my friend here, he is like a very lamb chop.
Sword.
A sword. For he doth have a sharp and keening wit, and also he has faces, not one, but two. And if you keep him in your pocket quite, take care that you do not hurt there yourself. So marvelous. So, we are 2 Roman senators. Here we are in ancient Rome, in the time of Julius Caesar.
Good Sextus, methinks Caesar does come here now this day. He is a mighty man, this Caesar, displaying many strengths of character.
It has been said, our Caesar, yea, is great. Some say his face is like a very
Table.
a table, yes, indeed, his face it is, smooth, polished, noble, and when he lies down, some say his flattened forehead is so smooth that like an emerald or rock in sea it places, yea, and like a table here, all that which nourishes Rome sits on it, and he is stable like a table too.
Sextus, thou sayest aright. The people that say that, they do say true. And others I know, they say that he is like a clock that tells the hour from day to day and hour to hour. His face, like dial that many keep in poke, shines out and tells us where we are in time.
This friend I see, he speaks of Caesar, yea, but I do know that in his very heart he has a
Carrot.
A carrot, yes. Like a cowardly bunny he doth hold some vegetarian food within his breast. No meat, no carne, no sanguine blood, but rather carrot vegetable indeed. For men of Rome we like to eat the meat, but he, oh carrot only, doth hold quite.
This foolish knave, like many plebeian here, he thinks that I am friend of Caesar, but I am no friend of Caesar, but a carpet, upon which his great big sandaled feet does tread me down, and wears my thread quite full away. No more will I a carpet be for Caesar, but I will like a carpet no more be, but rolled up within Cleopatra was, be sent to Egypt, as shall Caesar's soul be sent to Hades soon.
Glorious. So you see, we can use you to bring inspiration to us. We have moved into what is called here flighting. We are starting to become aggressive. We move towards an argument. But we will now use Lara and Carmen, two other roles, to show you a particular way of arguing in Shakespeare. The term was called flighting.
And the under one moment here, my bully rook, I think, has to get back to the bar and therefore tend our friends. For water and gold they are so thirsty, and they will be parched, so he shall quench them with his flowing brews.
If you do meet a man with name like yours, then talk here now to Giuseppe. Sergio, for his grandfather, Giuseppe, indeed, did once meet man with name the very same. So if you meet a man with name as yours, then compare notes here with Sergio then.
Farewell, good friend.
Farewell. So, we now watch a flighting competition. Do you know the movie 8 Mile with Eminem? Yeah, it's like that, but in Elizabethan. The rules are this. These two characters insult each other. So, Carmen, a little translate?
No, è un gioco shakespeariano, elisabettiano, in cui ci insulteremo a vicenda. È facile. Ma abbiamo un... No, but now you go and I translate after.
Carmen, can you insult Lara? Imagine you are the two Roman senators arguing about Julius Caesar and Rome.
Roman, okay.
Carmen will insult Lara, but Lara will agree and say, yes, this insult is true, and I'm very happy about it. But you, and then she returns the insult, and Carmen says, it is true. I am happy about this, but you, and they play back and back and back. I would like you to cheer for when you hear strong flighting. Yeah? We will have a winner on your voices.
Good Sextus, at the Lupercal I see you then. If not, some fate befall thee now betwixt.
I'll go and prep the Ides of March within, for then to kill a tyrant 'tis no sin.
Ma cosa vedono i miei occhi? Un'ancella vestita di stracci. Solo questo tu a me così appari, povera, indegna di essere al mio cospetto.
Ebbene sì, i miei vestiti sono come stracci. E infatti me ne vanto notte e dì, perché gli stracci mi permettono di andare laddove persone nobili non sanno osare. E quindi io ti dico, posso scomparire, non come te che pensi soltanto ad apparire. E in fin dei conti cosa vuoi apparire? Guarda, la gravità ha già chiesto il suo dazio alle tue tette. Rimbalzano sull'asfalto come rocce.
Ebbene sì, e io ne sono fiera. Ho le mie bocce che pendono giù e grazie ad esse io, agitando, riesco ad attirare tutti i nemici, avvisando così i nostri eroi e incutendo in loro timore, perché donna con tette così cadenti non se ne vedono nelle altre contee. Non come te, i quali capelli crespi, nodosi e annodati, son conosciuti in tutto il regno. Persino i leoni inorridiscono a vederli. Sei famosa per la tua sciattezza.
Ebbene sì, sciatta, sporca e crespa. Questa sono io e di questo io mi vanto. Non puoi sapere esattamente quanto. Notte e dì io passo con un gancio attraverso i miei capelli per renderli più annodati, come corda forte io con i capelli miei leggo. Uomini straniti e un po' basiti, a letto e quindi poi lì a gioco, a seguire sempre solo il mio piacere.
Great, listen. Now bring the audience in. Tell the audience how much better you are. Get them on your side, and let's see who's going to win this. I think you're still slightly ahead, Lara. You've got 4. Bring them in.
La signora. The light on the audience, please.
Del resto chi ti si fila ormai così, smunta e triste. È una zitella, lo si può vedere. Nessuno la si piglia, nemmeno per pietà.
Avete sentito cosa ha detto? Ha detto che io sono una zitella quando io ne vado fiera. Poiché questa caverna non verrà insidiata da nessuno, soltanto uno, il migliore, potrà entrarvi dentro.
Your best friends are those 3 at the back there. Really get them on.
Amici, amici e confratelli, non cedete, anzi voi sorelle, non cedete il vostro buco alla chiunque e siate orgogliose e orgogliose di averne soltanto una, non come voi.
Oh, she's in the lead now. Go get her back.
Io cosa?
Che con quella voce così gracchiante anche i corvi fate fuggire.
Ma la sentite, la mia voce sarebbe gracchiante. Effettivamente forse non ha un buon udito. Adesso pensate effettivamente a cosa potrebbe essere sentire lei parlare notte e giorno. Io almeno qualche volta io mi taccio. Invece lei continua sì a parlare come papera notte e dì, a squamare qua 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 qua. Questo lei fa notte e giorno nelle mie orecchie. Una voce
Final one. That's a tie.
che è meglio non avere attorno e che dire poi alla fogna e all'odore che dalla tua bocca esce oltre le parole.
Ebbene sì. Ah, Udi, ascolta, ascolta. Non è poi così male il mio alito. Ebbene, seppure sgradevole all'odore, non sai quanto bene esso faccia.
See, this is all in iambic pentameter. Can you hear this? This is great.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Quando io respiro in aria, tutta la natura si chiude e quindi per noi è più facile uscire e sterminare, poiché tutti penseranno che in quella terra il nemico è forte.
No, basta. No. So, Carmen, Lara, who wins the flighting this evening? On noise, is it Carmen?
Dovete applaudire per il migliore. Un pochino che per caso. Carmen is the winner of the flighting this evening. Ladies and gentlemen.
Miei amici. Sorry, they are all my friends.
Oh, great! So now, finalmente, our final procedure. Thank you. Thank you here. Sergio, Andrea, Silvia, Gracia. We thank our rest of our audience. Our final procedure is the most difficult, challenging procedure there is. Imagine, on the island of Borneo, Andrea has been here for 16 years. His dear wife, Sylvia, has left. He does not know where she is. He has an incredibly serious speech. He has 2 guards in his palace. Now, in the School of Night, we train our actors to be able to stand on stage still for hours and hours.
Nella scuola della notte noi facciamo lavorare i nostri attori perché siamo capaci di stare fermi per ore e ore.
Sometimes they get really hungry.
A volte diventano veramente affamati.
So we have trained them to be able to eat on stage while the play is going on.
Così li abbiamo allenati a mangiare mentre lo spettacolo va avanti.
So that the actor cannot tell if they are eating. Maybe the actor hears them, but they will always keep it secret. This, our final procedure, is the upstage crisp eating procedure. In this lost scene, from Andrea of Borneo and his lost love, Sylvia.
Good God, keep you your watch. I shall my reflections then look out into the sea and cast my heart aboard. I mean, what man am I that stand thus here alone? A poor governor of two good friends, and yet without Sylvie. Without Sylvia, I am but as an apple cleft in twain. One half is one half does nourish me full quite, as food I need to make my body grow, and yet another half is cankered like the worm that in the first garden did corrupt nature full quite. Woman, thy name is falsehood. Woman, thy name does... does make a man a brittle plaything quite. And just as dust to hear this crisp doth fall. As many crisp, it seems, do fall about. So once my beating heart is now quite broke, and shattered into a million fragment pieces. Sylvia! Sylvia! Where art thou, Sylvia? I, me, Andrea, of this island now, a lonely man I am of Borneo. Oh! Good gods, good friends, my only friends about, men, good men, women no more shall come about this island, know their lead. Good friend, thou sustainest me, even though my heart is empty, my stomach shall be full. Good friends, loyal friends, sweet friends, if any woman comes upon this shore, the hour is her death. Sylvia and Andrea.
Yes, we did it! We did it!
Crossed the other way.
They've crossed their legs. Oh. We now say, Buonanotte from the School of Night. We would like to say thank you, wonderfully, to Daniela on our lights. Mistress of Darkness, grazie Daniela. We would like to thank Andrea, Sylvia, and Sergio, all of you for joining us tonight. Thank you, first of all, Lara. Carmen, myself, Sean McCann, let's send them off with a final sonnet. So, gentles all, we say good night to you.
And as you go out into this fair night,
we'll tell you something think that tonight is true?
That is, you shall not battle, no, nor fight.
So whether you're our Sergio, whose grandfather
did leave the field of battle and sire sons,
or like Andrea and Sylvia, who'd rather
be together than split now thence asunder,
or these two ladies here, or that dame there,
who with her phone took pictures to her friends.
it's fine, these photos on your phone you share.
You have the gift, the joy will never end.
From Carmen, Lara, Alan, and myself.